The National High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Crave Chips. Crave the crunch.
All right, Coach, how pleased are you with the execution on offense so far?
It's been pretty good. We shot ourselves in the foot on a couple of drives, but we did get field goals out of it. We need to turn those into touchdowns. But they're doing pretty good, and we're playing fast, and the other team's getting tired. I like that.
You're up by 9. What was your message to the team at the half?
Just keep fighting. Just fight. You know, the first half was great, but we got to fight harder than that.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, Coach Bernie Buskin, he mentioned the other team wearing down. That will certainly happen when you get to put up points like Basha's doing right now, guys.
Thank you, Jody. And he had his team here every morning about 5:30 this summer doing speed work. Bernie Buskin, 3 state championships, trying to make it happen at Basha and the Chandler Wolves. We talked about the defense, the 30 points allowed in the first half, and we heard Coach Iguano going into the locker room at halftime. What do you think he told his team?
Well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I can share it. Even though, you know, spending time with Coach Iguano, it doesn't seem like he's that type of a coach to really just berate his football team. The kids know in that locker room what happened, what they need to do. This is unfamiliar territory for where they've been earlier in this season. So what they have to do is prove to themselves, prove to everybody else, because this is an opportunity tonight to show people, are they going to be the new Chandler Wolves? Are they going to be the Chandler Wolves of old to let an opportunity squander away? So this is a critical second half for this football team in their psychology.
Yeah, he has a no swearing, no excuses policy. He's actually thrown some assistant coaches off the field. And preaches family and trying to finish in 2011. 24 minutes till the finish in this one, and let's hope the second half will be as exciting as the first. By far our most entertaining game of the season. And we've still got an entire half to play underway in the second half. Kick will go to Lloyd Mills, but he lets it sail over his head in the end zone. And Daryl Garrettson and the Wolves come back to work at their own 20. After a first half that really, as well as they played at times, they couldn't get in a rhythm. It was one step forward, a couple steps back, a huge step forward.
Well, the key for the Wolves in their offense is, A, they can't make mistakes. You got to stop the penalty stuff right now, because you're not going to win football games if you do that. And they have to try and get the ball downfield in their passing game somehow. They tried to get Javon Williams involved early in the game, but the Bears have taken that away. They have to be able to move the ball in chunks to have success.
There's Williams, bottom of the screen, matched up on Reed on a first down and 10 from the 20. Some fly motion. They hand it off to Perkins, going back the other direction. He's hit hard at the 25 and falls forward to the 27 as folks get back into their seats here at Basha High.
Having said all that, Mark, the bright spot has been the running game, especially with Paul Perkins. He has really been running and doing a great job of carrying this offense. So I anticipate the Wolves continuing the running game. Hopefully that can create some opportunities downfield.
Gain of, call it 7, a second down and 3. Ball spotted at the 27. Garrettson's going to take off. He steps up. He's hit from behind and wrapped up. Number 90 got him, Ricky Fues, but enough to move the chains for Chandler. First down from the 30. And we mentioned at halftime that an arena game broke out in the first half. Both teams don't like to huddle. They like to go out of the shotgun. There's Tarkington in motion. They'll hand it to him coming right, and here goes Tarkington. He's at 35, makes a move at the 40. Hit hard by Blake Tamarkin. Also Brock Davis coming up on the stop, and another first down for the Wolves after a gain of 14.
There's a few times now that Chandler has had some real success using this play. The read option, the veer option. Well, Garrettson is trying to read the end man of the line of scrimmage to decide whether or not he's going to carry the ball or give it to his running back. It's a big-time hole right there for LaRon Tarkington to run through.
Tarkington, a transfer from St. Mary's, came on campus at Chandler 2 days before the first game. They give him the ball going left, and he's wrapped up in the backfield and can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Bryce Cole on the stop.
They tried the same play to the other side. This time, Bryce Cole wasn't having any part of it. He stayed home, read the play, stayed outside, and made a tackle for a loss.
Loss of 1 sets up a 2nd and 11. And call it to 43. That's the backup quarterback, Jackson Caldwell, in motion. Rolling to his right is Garrettson. He's going to look downfield. He's got Williams, and Williams bobbles it and has room to run. That young man takes the longest strides of anybody I've seen playing high school football this year. And he's close to the 25 of Basha. A huge play right there for Chandler.
Well, it's about time they get the ball into Javon Williams' hand. That was the same play that they hit Lloyd Mills on the long touchdown earlier, but this time Javon Williams curls up right inside and Garrettson finds him.
Gain of 32 on the play. 5 receptions now, 84 yards for Williams. They hand it off. And that's going to Jackson Caldwell, who's going nowhere. And it's interesting. 5 catches is a pretty good first half for any high school football player. A dynamic high school football player like Williams, you almost expect him to get the ball every couple plays.
Well, they want to get him the ball downfield, singled up in man-to-man coverage, but they haven't been able to so far tonight.
They drop it off for Mills, and Mills has a step inside the 10. Going to his right, dives. Touchdown, Chandler. .22 yards on the run. And Lloyd Mills is in the end zone for a 2nd time tonight.
This is a heck of a run by Lloyd Mills, and this drive is exactly what the Chandler Wolves offense needed. They came out, ran the ball, got the ball to their playmaker, Javon Williams. Here you go on a wide receiver screen. Watch Lloyd Mills making people miss, cut against the grain, breaking the tackle of the free safety, and then plowing his way into the end zone. That's your playmaker stepping up to make plays.
Bad snap, and Caldwell is turned away at the goal line. But the touchdown cuts the lead. Basha still leads, but needs to answer back after this Lloyd Mills run. It's 30-27. Welcome back. Lloyd Mills scores for the Chandler Wolves, and it's a 3-point ball game in the 3rd quarter with just under 9 minutes left. A good one going tonight between Chandler and Basha, and a good one scheduled for September 30th on Fox Sports Arizona as we look back to 2009. Chandler versus Hamilton. Now, if you were with us last week on the National Game of the Week, you saw Hamilton. They are a juggernaut, and Chandler has never beaten them, Adam. Will this be the year?
Well, they hope so. I don't think I can call it. You know, that's one of their goals, that they have to be able to get over that Hamilton hump. And that's one of the things that Sean Iguano talked about, is being a team that finishes. When you get an opportunity and you're ahead on a football team, to be able to put the dagger and the knife into them. They're trying to do that tonight, and they'll definitely be trying to do that against Hamilton.
Well, to kick it off, down 3, Basha was going to get a chance to run this one out. This is Keenan Garland, and Garland is hit at the 18 hard and dropped. And Kyle Duran will get his first shot here in the 2nd half. Duran was dynamite in the 1st half. 14 of 21, 269. That's going to get him over 1,000 yards for the season. Who knows what he's going to end up with tonight? He'll hand it off right here, and that's Hussar, and Hussar coming to the left is out of bounds. Check that. That was Miles Smith, who's gotten more carries than Hussar tonight. Hussar 7 touchdowns, but we've seen more of Smith. We'll scan the sidelines to see if Hussar's over there. On a second down and called 3. It's Smith once again. And interesting that the Bears aren't pushing the pace here to start the second half.
Little surprising. I would have thought Coach Buskin thought that they had Chandler on their heels and felt that they were on the verge of tiring out and maybe gassed a little bit. But he comes out here, 2 runs in a row. We'll see what he dials up next.
We'll bring Brandon Marksman in the game. A lot of personnel change. 5 wides now for the Bears on a third down. Duran fires. He's got Marksman on the mark at the 30. And he falls forward and appears to pick up the first down. Gain of 6. Marksman will stay in. There's Cordova and Dungy, bottom of your screen. Phillips and Garland, the receivers, on the top of your screen. 5 wides. Looking for that inside pitch again to Phillips. He's got it. He's got a room to run. Still on his feet. Nate Phillips is 5'9" and change, 175 pounds, and carrying guys with him.
He's made a bunch of plays for this offense. 44, Kisma Jagny has to stay home. He rushes up, thinks he's going to get an easy sack on the quarterback, and that opens up the lane for Phillips to get around the end.
Gain of 13, they hand it off, and here goes Smith, and Smith will carry guys with him across midfield. Smith, a junior, 5'10", 199. And this doesn't look good as an injury, and is that Jagny? Down on the ground. It's the left ankle. And this would be a huge blow for the Chandler Wolves as one of their best defensive players. Appears to be in some pain. Sean Aguano making his way out. Jagny getting looked at by Arkansas, Oklahoma State, Michigan State. And he gets rolled up by his own guy. Oh, goodness gracious. Dominic Nappy appeared to fall on him. And it is just, you made your living on the inside and in the box. And it's good to see the young man get up, and he's limping off the field, Adam, running off the field, and this is a really good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign. And we went out to practice earlier in the week, and the Wolves were conditioning, and when we saw Jagny with his shirt off, just built and just looks like a tremendous physical specimen, and he's really come a long way in this defense. Still has to shore up some assignment errors from time to time, but he's a big-time player, and they really need him in there to create some disruption.
So he's out, and a sneak right here by Duran, and he might pick up 1. And just to clarify real quick, he actually got 3 on a third down, but it's Jangy, and it's hard to pronounce, and sometimes I think we were pronouncing it right the whole first half and the second half. It's Jagne, but the N goes before the G. So Jangy stays on the sidelines, and they take a look at the spot. It'll be third down for the Basha Bears, and Bernie Buskin is going to send Adrian Cordova into the game along with Will Dungy. 3 wides, 4 wides, as Smith stays in the ball game at running back. They'll hand it off to Smith. He's got a seam on the left side, and Miles Smith, room to run, a race down the sideline, cuts it back, and Miles Smith is in the end zone. 46 yards, and Basha cannot be stopped.
This ball gets into the Chandler secondary in a hurry. Watch the hole off tackle. LaRon Tarkenton has a chance to make the tackle in the open field, but leaves his feet. Then watch the cutback to get into the end zone. But that play exploded into the secondary before anybody had a chance to react. And again, the explosiveness of the Bears offense gets points on the board again.
Barber adds the extra point once again. And it's back to a 10-point lead. Thanks to that Basha speed. National television and the Basha faithful come to their feet. Up 10 points, 6:40 to go in the third quarter after a Miles Smith 46-yard touchdown run. Take a look at the replay on the left side of his line. Gave him some room to run.
Well, these two players are their best run blockers for Basha. Watch as they clear this hole open. There's no linemen or linebackers in the line of sight because you have your left tackle, Evan Sarver, and Drew Mahudi paving the way to open that big hole. These are two unsung players for this Bears offense. The skill guys get a lot of attention, but these two players right here are critical to the success in the running game, and they do a great job in the passing game.
Sarver, 6'5", 267. Mahudi, 6 foot, 260. They say Mahudi benches more than most people squat. Sarver, actually the smartest guy on the team. Wants to be an engineer, helping engineer a score right there. Lloyd Mills, last time he touched the ball, he scored a touchdown, but it's out of bounds and penalty flag, and you just kind of wonder, I mean, you don't want to kick the ball out of bounds, but is that better than letting Lloyd Mills get the ball and have room to operate?
Bounds. Basha. By rule, ball is
So
placed on the
Darrell
39-yard
Gerritsen, the
line.
junior, the 6 foot, 185-pound quarterback for the Chandler Wolves, leads his team back out. Gerritsen's dad, Rick, is the receivers coach at Chandler. His grandfather, Pop, also known as Darrell, was actually head of the NBA officials. He started the officials union. Bloodlines in sports. Gerritsen's dad played at San Diego State, was a coach over in California at Servite for a long time, and now at Chandler. Across the middle on first down. It looked like a catch was made. It's knocked out late. Baldenegro was hit hard and ruled incomplete.
Well, this is a ball that should have been caught. Watch Baldenegro. He's wide open. The ball comes out a little bit late and behind, but that is a ball that you should be able to get to your target.
Second down and 10 now from the 35. Gerritsen out of the gun. Play fake. He's looking on top. He's got a man down there. Wide open. Lloyd Mills again. 65 yards. Defense optional tonight.
Lloyd Mills coming through with a huge night tonight. Now his second long touchdown reception. This was all about speed. He simply ran right by number 23, the strong cornerback, Quentin Del Rey. And there was nothing fancy about that route, Mark. This was just a takeoff route. And Gerritsen, who was underthrown some balls tonight, hits him right on the money.
See the wheels turning down there for Bernie Buskin. Chance to
foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. The touchdown is good. Penalty marked on the kickoff.
Well, Basha's going to get better field position, but you see the wheels turning right down there for Bernie Buskin, saying, how many points am I going to have to score tonight? We're averaging 57.
Well, they're on track for 57, but going back to that play, you know, it's very challenging as a defensive back to be disciplined, and you can't keep your eyes in the backfield if you have man-to-man coverage on a wide receiver. One of the great coaches, Phil Snow, used to say, as a defensive back, if you see the ball thrown, you're going to see the ball caught.
There's a penalty right there, the roughing the passer, a late hit by Justin Burns. And Gerritsen goes down, and he didn't get a chance to see this.
Beautiful pass, one of the best passes that he's thrown tonight, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
And a lot of Chandler fans, alums like yourself, Adam, might have thought with the graduation of Brett Hundley, now playing at UCLA, that Chandler might have had a down year, but so many weapons for the Wolves, who went 7-4 last year. Make that 9-4, and I'm sorry, 7-4, and lost to Desert Ridge in the playoffs, a very disappointing 38-35 loss. And the message is to finish They haven't been perfect tonight, but every time they've been hit, they've pulled themselves up off the mat and responded and delivered a blow.
When you mentioned Brent Hundley, the last few years, this offense featured him, and it was designed to get him the ball and to make plays as much as possible. But they feel that now, even though he was a great player and he has moved on, that their offense is still as dangerous because now they can spread the ball off and there's not a focal point. So defenses can't design a game plan just to try and take out one player. They feel good about all of their playmakers.
Opportunity here for Chandler, faking the onside kick because they're kicking off from the Basha 45, and that's exactly what they're going to do to the right. Looked like Crump fell on it for Basha. Make that Bailey. No, Crumb. It was Crumb. The junior safety who played in the Chandler Little League baseball team that went to the World Series just a couple years ago, and a heads-up play right there by the hard-hitting safety. But why not take a shot right there if you're Chandler? You got the short field. And not that bad a spot to pin back Duran and company back to the 27. Iguana wanted to turn the tide. They give it to Smith, coming around the left end once again. And Mahudi and Sarver once again sealed off a wall for Smith.
The Wolves defense are having a problem right now with that right defensive end position. Not keeping contained. The Bears offensive running backs are able to get around that corner.
Well, Jangy put his helmet back on the other side of the field. We'll see if he gets back in, but they run right in the direction of where he would have been if he was back in the ball game. Smith picks up a first down, and good to see as Jangy comes running back on the field for Chandler, as they have to seal off that right side, the left side that Bash is running at. And you know Bernie Buskin's trying to exploit a weakness. See if he runs right at Jangy right here. They will throw. Up top, across the middle, it's Phillips, and a beautiful throw. Hits Phillips in stride, and he's down to the 21 of Chandler. "34 yards on the pitch and catch.
Right up the gut again, cover two. And Phillips is running down the middle between the hash marks, the most vulnerable part of the zone. The safeties aren't able to converge in time, and another big play right down the middle of the Wolves defense.
And I tell you what, Evan Sarver, the left tackle, is doing a heck of a job on Kisma Jangy. Sarver 6'5", 267, with room to grow. Coach Bernie Buskin told me this week you should see Sarver and Mahudi, the guy standing right next to him, jump rope. The two work on foot speed and quickness. And are legendary inside the Basha weight room. Checking the wristband right there. 6 straight completions now for Duran. First down and 10 from the 25. Will hand it off to Smith. A penalty flag. Came in late.
Before the snap, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, still first down.
So the penalty makes it a 1st and 5 now from the 20. 3 wideouts to the top of the screen. They'll hand it off to Smith in more positive yards. And I tell you what, Adam, he's out past the 15. Smith isn't touched until he's 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Bears' offensive line is getting a tremendous surge right now. They moved that defensive line about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, and that's why they're having so much success on the ground. Offensively, they're really getting it done in the trenches. Watch the surge that you're going to get. Chandler Wolves jerseys are going backwards, and that's why they're getting big chunks on the ground.
Chandler brings the blitz. Smith cuts it back. But interesting that time, as safety, make that linebacker Francis Tuita came up to plug the gap. Right where the Basha Bears have been running. 2nd down and 6 now. They'll hand it off, and This is Hussar, and Hussar scores his 8th touchdown on the season. 10 yards on the run. And the Bears can do it through the air, and they can do it on the ground.
They went to smash mouth football on this drive. Coach Buskin sensing that the Wolves defense is getting tired. So what do? You run right at them. Take advantage of your offensive line, pound them with the run, and let your running back run over defensive backs to get into the end zone.
Barber adds the extra point, and it's a 10-point lead for Basha with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Watch how physical the offensive line making holes, and watch the physical way to end the run in the end zone.
Hussar had 4 touchdowns last week. Caps off a 6-play, 73-yard drive. And I mean, I've been watching high school football my entire life. This is one of the most dynamic offenses I've ever seen.
They're clicking right now on all cylinders. It starts with their quarterback. Nate Phillips has had a big game. So have the rest of the wide receivers. And now when they want to turn their attention to the running game, they're really getting a lot of yardage. So right now to be sitting here in the third quarter with about 800, almost 900 yards of offense is really something to see, Mark.
Well, I hope they got some extra bulbs out there for the scoreboard, just in case it might explode tonight. We've still got 17 minutes left. And this sure beats some of those blowouts we were watching the last couple weeks. 44-34, Chandler to get the ball back, and this is a high end-over-end kick, and Mills is going to get an opportunity. Lloyd Mills already in the end zone twice tonight, bounces it outside, makes a move. He's bottled up and swarmed at the 20. And Mills is down. Might have just fallen on the football, but we had a chance to talk to Mills, and here he is running to the side. One of the neatest young men we've ever talked to. Funny, very polite, very respectful, very witty.
Yeah, he's a great kid. And we sat down with 4 of them. All 4 of them. I came away very impressed with these young men. I came away impressed with Coach Iguano. But to have those 4 that we were sitting with, they were having the best time opening up with us, sharing stories. It seems like it's a lot of fun to be a Chandler Wolf.
Not very fun right now. Down 10 in the third quarter. They'll hand it off to Perkins, and here he goes around the left end, and Perkins got one. The Bears were waiting for him. Blake Tamarkin with the first hit. Well, the guys that we talked to were Garrettson, Javon Williams, and LaRon Tarkington, along with Mills. High expectations for the season. On a 2nd down and 5 on a roll, firing, it's high and it's incomplete. Williams is 6'5", but couldn't go up and make the catch right there. Sets up a 3rd and 5 now from the 25. Should make that 3rd and 7. It is a 3rd and 7. Perkins moves from left to right. Tamarkin shows blitz and some encroachment. And Boston Whitlow is not happy with himself.
Encroachment. Defense. 5 yards. 3rd down.
You were one of those rush-ins.
No.
No? Never came off the edge like that?
Well, I came off the edge quite a bit, but from my outside linebacker spot.
Yeah, there's old Whitlow's back. They hand it off to Tarkington, and Tarkington has a first down for Chandler.
There's a big offsides penalty.
Gain of 7.
By the Bears. Chandler was looking at a 3rd and 7, jumping off sides. You give them a chance to run for the first down or pass for the first down. It puts your defensive coordinator in a bind. He doesn't know what play to call because Chandler can run virtually anything.
First down and 10 now from the 38-yard line. Clock ticks. Under 4 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Tamarkin showed blitz. He backs off. Garrettson, time to throw. Now he does it. And he's dropped by Garrett Kaiser for the sack. Let's check in with Jody Jackson on the sidelines.
Well, guys, if you notice on the Chandler Wolves helmet, it says Makoa, Hawaiian for fearless. And, of course, this team very much a reflection of their first-year head coach, Sean Aguano. Not only fearless, but they also talk a lot about commitment and loyalty. And, guys, I will say this. Coming into this game against Basha, obviously their first big test of the season, regardless of the outcome here, they have responded with Basha's offense the way they've been playing. So, and I've also noticed if you look at the game plan, how it's changed for Chandler, fearless is a good way to describe it, guys.
That's a great point. On a 2nd and long, Garrettson's going to take off, and he's got to be fearless. As Bryce Cole was waiting for him for a big hit and picks up 9 and kind of got out of the way right there. Or did he get hit? Let's take a look.
Well, Garrettson's trying to make something happen. You got to be careful on the sideline. Defensive players are going to go head hunting. That's open range right there.
Spoken like a man made a living doing that. 3rd down and 4 now. From the 43-yard line. Chandler trying to keep the drive alive. Across the middle, catch is made by Tarkington, who makes a spin move. Still on his feet, going to his left, and LaRon Tarkington is inside Basha territory. And with weapons like that, Chandler is by no means out of this game.
The Bears bring pressure. They bring their inside linebackers up the middle, and you're going to see Tarkington come over where there's nobody to get him. Garrettson spots him, nobody there to tackle him, and then watch Tarkington finish with the nifty moves, the spin, the sidestep, trying to hit the right trigger button on the PlayStation 3 controller.
Gain of 35. This time they'll give it to Perkins, going to his left, and he spins. Stop made by number 99, Terrell Harrison, but not before a gain of, call it, 3 or 4. Waiting for the spot there from the officials. It's right past the 21-yard line. Sets up a 2nd down and 5, so a gain of 5. Garrettson is going to put it up top to his left. He's got a man, but over on coverage is Brock Davis. And Basha takes over with another turnover. And it was interesting that time because as close as Chandler was to the goal line, Basha had their safeties pretty deep.
Brock Davis makes a big-time play. Watch him here. He's going to read the quarterback. Oh, the other safety.
That's Bryce Cole. My apologies.
He's going to read the quarterback. Garrettson telegraphs it. Goes out there. Quentin Del Rey is man-to-man. High points the ball and makes a huge play for his defense.
Bryce Cole wears 18. Brock Davis wears 19. He was on the other side of the field playing defense. Cole, a senior, 6'1", 180, his first interception on the season. Basha keeps it on the ground right here to Smith. And did he lose the football? It appears that he did, as Sean LaFlemme got up with it. And the two teams trade turnovers again.
This game has everything tonight. Back and forth offensively. Twice now, both teams trade turnovers. Watch the strip here to knock the ball loose. And then to jump on the fumble. That's 2 big-time plays by both defenses.
Kisma Jangi was over there and kind of knocked the ball loose. Smith was bottled up. And how much did you work on that from high school to college to pro? When a running back is still moving, trying to knock the ball loose.
Well, you teach the first guy wraps him up, the second guy and the third guy go for the football.
First down and 10. Garrettson picked off his last throw or drop it off to his backup quarterback, Jackson Caldwell, who's also hauled in a couple balls tonight for him. Gain of 7. Caldwell a senior, Garrettson a junior. And it's 2nd down and 3. Caldwell now in motion. They'll hand it off to him, trying to get free, but he's wrapped up in the backfield by Justin Burns.
Justin Burns has had a heck of a night. He's caused a lot of havoc. He's got a quick get off. He gets off the ball extremely fast. That time he was in the backfield before Garrettson was able to hand the ball off.
No gain on the play, sets up a 3rd down and 3. It looks like Chandler's going to be content to walk to the other end as the clock winds down here in the 3rd quarter. Well, we played 3, and Basha leads by 10, but do not go anywhere, as plenty more to come from Chandler on the National High School Football Game of the Week.